friends. This is architect Manish Banker from TAO Architecture Private Limited. And today I would like to introduce one of our projects called Vitaan.
Hi, I'm Sakshi and this is our house. This is our beautiful, lovely home. We have named it Vitaan, which means pure covering on head. And every day we feel so grateful to live here.
We were invited as architects to actually cater our services for architecture, interiors and landscape as integrated comprehensive design services to ensure that the family gets a kind of a house which becomes almost like a personal resort.
Resorty feel, and I really hate, all of us in fact hate the concept of when your houses or your homes start looking like a hotel. But resort is something that we as a family really sink in with, and that's the beauty that we feel and are blessed to stay here.
As the house is situated on the outskirts of Indore,
and now living in a city like Indore, it was becoming a challenge to bring the outdoor in. So the beauty of TAO Architecture and Manish is that he always takes care of the air, water and natural light part. In fact, one of our first few meetings, he had told me, if in a space like this, you have to use any lights in any of the rooms, then the architect has not done a good job. And today, 7 years in this house, I know that during daytime, I have not switched on one light during the day.
this was to be designed in a way that it becomes a much more grounded, humble, but at the same time having gorgeous spaces to live within, while having a good connection, with the indoor and outdoor. This is for the family who are industrialists based out from Indore.
The biggest challenge we as a family thought that, how would 4 different people, or in fact 5 different people with different thought process and so adamant mind would agree to one single drawing. And that is where I think TAO Architecture played their pivotal role, where when Manish came in, he actually stayed with us just to see what that individual house member does at what point of time. And the first design that came out for the house was, we were sold, all 4 of us were sold on the design. The beauty it does is that although all of us are or feel connected while being in the house, but it's still everybody has their own individual space to do or carry on with their own activity.
The client family actually are socially very well connected, and they always like as their lifestyle to celebrate the togetherness with many of their friends and relatives.
Our friends want to come over all the time. It's the vibe of the house is such that everybody feels very welcomed here. It's warm, it's easy. Nobody thinks twice before putting a glass somewhere, or they're not walking on the eggshells that we just leave a print somewhere or something will fall. Everybody feels at home. Everybody feels very warm, very welcomed, which I think is just not possible with the people, but also matters to your surrounding, like how your surrounding is placed. So I think that is one of the biggest compliments, that people want to come and visit our house all the time. They want to chill here all the time, and that may be the only disadvantage that I can think of.
So the house was to focus more on the common spaces where the many visitors can actually come and take a kind of a space to have a lot of recreational activities interwoven with the main house.
The beautiful part, as she mentioned, is the span that they have taken from start to end, and it brings you can stand at one part and get to see the end part of the house, and once you open these wide open doors during daytime, the wind that flows through the house is just beautiful. So that makes it completely different.
So if you look at the house and its plan, to just explain that the house is situated on the surface where the primarily it has another neighboring plot on the eastern side, the road on the north side, And another internal road of a society is also on the south east side, where they have a neighboring plot on other west and south side. So we had a kind of a good choice to pick up where to actually entering. But looking at the size and nature of plot, we thought that in case if we decide to have a road internal within the plot in a way that they have a choice to actually come from both sides, either north or south, and generate a main house here while accommodating some of the services on the eastern side where they face actually the other neighboring plot here. So we knew that the buildings were to come soon there. So we thought we'll have a good garden generated on the eastern side in order to block any other new development coming on the east side. And at the same time, we could also plant the trees here so that even when any other block comes on the south side, we have our own privacy. Wherein the road on the north side is quite wide and easily accessible, which we could simply do that quickly, with the easily access coming out from the north side. And that's how we could gain a very clean size of space left for us to actually use as the main house. Now, knowing well their requirement as more to integrate with the recreational spaces, we felt that we'll give them a large piece of open land so that combined they can get a much larger garden space in the front towards east side. But at the same time, we felt that we would like to leave another large courtyard space in the middle, and that would help them to create open spaces having links the house together with the internal courtyard. And idea was that they needed a swimming pool which can have a lot of privacy. So idea was here to generate a pool in the middle of the house, so that becomes a kind of a private pool.
The most beautiful part about this house is, well, I think this is the central courtyard is gorgeous. One more new thing that we were trying to do here is we wanted an indoor pool. While Indore has beautiful weather, we as a family realized that we won't really use the pool so much for swimming, so we didn't want it to be secluded or an outdoor space where privacy is an issue or you can't use it during night time or something like that. But however, you always look at a water body and you enjoy it. So that being the idea about it, we decided to have an indoor pool where Manish was equally excited and he took it up as a challenge, and now we have an indoor pool and we may not swim 10 times in a year, but we see it all the time and it's so soothing to the eyes. We love that we have a water body inside the house which is so easy to maintain, easy to manage, and it is giving us so much bliss. And again, even when my kids want to swim, I don't have to be worried if they are at a secluded area of the house and I have to sit there, but they are connected with everybody. So that's another beautiful thing.
Living spaces kept right in the front. The formal living in the northeast corner. Kitchen on the southeast corner, and some of the guest bedrooms on the north side, whereas the master bedroom situates on the southwest side. And by having arrangement like this, we could gain a large veranda at the back, a large veranda in the front to accommodate outdoors sitting here, sitting here, sitting here. And that's how what we could do is we could put the glass in the periphery in a way that they get a view from here, and left the court totally open to be used by the family right in the middle of the house.
I think we as a family have connected so much more. Now that we all individually have our space when we want to retire to, we all have our sanctuaries, we all have in our bedroom, we all have our outdoor spaces, we have big bedrooms. So everybody in the house has their own sanctuary, have their place to retire to rejuvenate to, and then come back together and be the part of the pack, which is great. I mean, honestly, it's only helped our family connect better. Now we enjoy family time so much more. There are Sundays we are spending entire day here, or in the winters we are in the lawn enjoying the sun on cart, and a lot of times we barbecue in the winters. As a family we are sitting together enjoying the bonfire. We put up tent in the lawn and just have a lot of fun. There's swimming in the summers that we do together. A lot of experiences we have started doing as a family together, all 4 generations, at least 3 at a time together in one room, happily by choice. And of course, that's great.
South side and north side, which accommodates a private garden for each of the rooms here. So what we did is we created divisions here and generated private gardens which are linked with each of the rooms, so that everyone, when they are inside the room, they have a private gardens and large opening towards south or the north. So this was the main setup of the house. And the subsidiary structures, like they wanted to have a puja room.
So one of our briefs that we gave Manish for houses, the few inputs that we had, and very specifically one was on the temple side, that before this house, we were living in a house where temple was one of the main things that we did have to have in a house. And Manish always kept saying that, yes, we will have a temple, but we will not have it inside the house. And we all were very jittery about the concept. Also because my dadi, who's 92 now, has to be at the temple every morning, every evening. And the concept that the mandir, the temple would not be in the house, we could never imagine. So how the temple he actually placed while on the entrance of the house is the best part that you can, now once we leave the house or we come back to the house, we cross the temple, we get the vibes of that temple. And if in the earlier house we were just seeing the temple for once during the entire day, today we get to, be at temple, more than 10 times a day. So that perception of how, we could be placing the temple at that position was just phenomenal. During COVID, when we were not moving out, and I could proudly say that it was one of the best times that we enjoyed in this, nature-filled house. My dadi's age, I can proudly say, has definitely increased because the kind of greenery, the surrounding that this house had to offer us during that period, and it continues to do so.
We also categorically placed the staircase to go up. When you go up to the first floor, which is very well linked with the house, the lower floor has a bridge at the top, which somehow divides both the spaces of the house, one which is the family room and the front garden, where in the other side we have a complete courtyard, pool, and the extended deck area at the back for social gatherings. On this floor, we got a master bedroom on the south side, and having a separate door for the children room to go, which are interlinked from inside. Where in the other side we got a large lounge, which is recreational lounge.
There's this lounge in our house that is the favorite part of me and Priti. It's a beautiful space. It's fun. It's vibrant. It's lovely. It brings in a lot of privacy. It's on the first floor. Like I said, living in 4 generations, so we needed our private space as well. So we have taken our lounge on the first floor. It's a big space. It's a huge space. And a lot of times, even it's just me and Pratik, we want to just watch a movie or a match, we just simply go to the lounge, cut off from the entire house and enjoy our private time there. And even when we have friends over, we can host like a big party, we can play the music loudly and nobody in the house gets disturbed. So practically that has solved a lot of purposes, and aesthetically it is so beautiful. We love that space.
See, at the first floor, these particular terrace has been very carefully opened up, which gets attached with the lounge inside. Where again it becomes social place for people to come and intermingle. At the same time, the clients also had a wish to have a place like this, so that in the summertime they can have a good mosquito net cover and can spend wonderful evenings and the nights together. This is also where the sun rises and the moon rises. So many times I have seen them celebrating full moon especially, attached with the recreational lounge on the first floor. So this is a lounge created which gets secluded from the house when they have some kind of a private gatherings at the top floor. So this is how the house is simply planned, and in the middle we could put a lot of trees and garden to generate a lot of greenery, which almost like a tropical garden within the house.
I also feel the house is adding to the overall development of both our boys. Being the available space that they have, and of course, again, the way the nature has been spread in and out of the entire house. They are always active in terms of connecting with the nature. They are either playing in the garden or in the courtyard or around the pool side. And I think that's what helps them to keep away from the screens, and that I think is the best feeling to have, seeing your kids amidst the nature.